Hello everyone, to Fudge 3004 here. Welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers Full Release. In the last episode, we just got this stuff built, where we built the basic refinery. We have a few little tiny things in it, and the assembler. I guess we really don't have anything in it at all. Let's put the iron in it. We got a tiny little bit of iron, and I think we were actually putting everything over here in our little vessel. So we do have quite a few things over here. We are going to have to go and mine and get quite a bit of stuff. We also need to try to find cobalt somewhere, and we're going to have to get a lot more stone and everything and iron, because if we're going to build a rover, we're definitely going to have to be getting a lot of stuff. I am going to look at my thing here real quick, the GPS. Now we have silicon, ice, and magnesium in A2, and then A1 has silver. And I don't think we found any iron yet. So what we're going to have to do is look around and see if we can find some iron. We've been mining this out a little bit right here, if you remember correctly. And we are going to have to find quite a bit of stuff. I am going to run around for a little bit, see what I can find. Hopefully I'll be able to find some pretty good stuff. We're going to have to do something with our ship there too, to kind of get it powered up. We can use it. One thing to know is when you guys are playing this game, when you have the trash turned down really low so it takes out anything that's above like 50 pieces or whatever, this thing may disappear. Just so you guys are aware, it'd probably be best to actually move all of this stuff here into our base over here, into our refinery. Now we can actually also put that into our assembler, and that would actually work out really good too. Even though the assembler is not connected to it, we can go ahead and put all of this stuff in here, and that's going to help out a lot. We can't put the stone in there because stone is only used in here. Now we have a little more stuff, and that's going to help us out, but remember that this thing may disappear. The best thing we might actually be able to do here is grind this down and get ourselves some good parts, and then we can also build the rover from that. Now these things right here have a few metal grids, like one each, so there's only 4 grids. So building a flying ship isn't going to work out so well because we just won't have the grids, because we don't have cobalt. Cobalt is used in the grids. And I'm thinking of what I might do is actually grind this guy down, because we're not gonna be able to fly it for quite some time. We just don't have the energy capacity, and that battery's gonna be wearing down really fast. Although we can, it's just the problem is we have one little thruster on the very bottom, right down there somewhere, and right down in that area. And it's just going to go up along with these, but we won't really be able to go back and forth or anything, because these only go up, and of course they'll go down when we don't have them going up. But as far as like going side to side or forward or backwards, we won't be able to do that. So therefore we need a lot of other stuff. Once we find cobalt, then we can build things to build this. I am going to go mining for a little bit. I'm going to go see what I can find, and hopefully we'll be able to find some pretty good stuff. I don't know. We just got to wait and see. I will be back here in just a minute. We walked around everywhere in the last episode and found quite a bit of stuff. And if I remember right, there's iron right on the other side of where this says pod, or right in this general area, because I think I was talking about that during the last episode. And let's go see, because it should be just right past this area here, kind of before that hill. And, oh, yep, right there, iron. So iron is only about 30 meters deep or so, and that's actually not really bad to try to get to. I am going to dig down here, and I'm going to see if I can find my way to the iron. Remember to always dig at an angle, because you don't have a drone like you do on Empyrean. So yeah, you got to be really careful about where you go so you can get yourself back out, because if you go too steep, you got to fly out. And since I don't have any mods to help with the hydrogen capacity, being used, I am not going to be doing so good. Let's just dig down here to the iron real quick, and let's see if we can get some stuff going here. It won't be too terribly long. I'm just using my right click to my right mouse button just to dig a tunnel, so that way I can come down in here. I'm also standing up instead of crouching down. I only do that to start, and then once I start going down, then I can just stand up. Because the problem is, if you start going down with when you're crouched, then you end up digging a really steep hole, and that's not good. That's a good way to actually not be able to get back out of where you want to be. So we're almost down to that iron. It keeps on going up, it looks like, but it isn't, and at least I hope it isn't. Now, remember, you can always turn and go down a little bit more if you need to, and that's just fine. So probably going to have to do that anyway, just to try to get right back down there, and we're getting really, really, really close to the iron. Excuse me. Now remember to make sure that you don't cut into this area up here either, because then trying to get back out is kind of a chore. And then there's holes everywhere, and you got to jump over areas, and if it isn't deep enough, you just can't get out too easy. Alright, we're almost to the iron. It is right down here. Come on, Iron Man. Let's go. Should be right on top of the iron, and then we can get that going. Okay, here is the iron. I know that it looks like that is a sky, but I do not believe that it is. It's just a glitch in the game and whatever. I'm going to press F, and I'm going to use my left mouse button, and now I'm going to start getting iron and stone. Now I can crouch down and actually get quite a bit more. I don't know why that's being so funky there, but it is. This iron is really going to help us out do things a lot faster, because then it will just be iron and we won't have, you know, all of the other stuff. Because we can mine that stuff in the rocks and whatever. But right now we just really need iron really bad. Especially if we're going to be building like a rover and something. Those things are not necessarily the cheapest. Okay, we're just about full. Oh, and I also found out a way to take off where it says handrail over on the right side. Just press tab once, and that takes that off, so you don't have to keep looking at that the whole time. Let's go to I. Okay, I have a little bit of stone, but quite a bit of iron, and we can drop off a lot of this other stuff into our fabricator as well, or our assembler as well. So let's get out of here, and let's try to make our way back up. Come on, there you go. Alright, let's make our way back over to our little base, and again, because it's going to be easier to find this hole, I'm going to go ahead and mark it right here. Let's go to I, GPS, and let's do A3, new from current position. A3, tab, and then let's do FE. Now you guys can write in here iron or silver, whatever it is that you guys, you know, want to use. That's fine. You know, nobody says you have to use a periodic table of elements signature, you know, for in here, but you can write it wherever you want to. You can say, hey, good place, or whatever you want to do. I'm going to try to drop a bunch of stuff in the assembler, drop the iron in the refinery, get that going, and probably go and mine a bunch of other stuff if I can, and I should be able to. And another thing that I'm planning on doing is I am going to build like a platform out here. I don't know if I'm going to do it on this side. I might. I'm not sure. But I'm going to make it so that way I can drive my rover off without it having to go everywhere else. And I could actually do it over here. But see how this like gets higher and higher? And I think it'd be better to do it up over here. I can always dig out an area. I could actually do it over here too. It doesn't really matter where I do. I could actually start down there and actually build up an, you know, a little area and do it there. It doesn't matter where I do as long as I, you know, kind of get that going. We're going to have more of these. That's for sure if we're going to be running, because I don't know if the assembler will be able to make anything or not. Let's see if it will actually make... Okay, good. It still will make stuff, so there's enough power. That's good. And let's just go ahead and put this stuff in here. Now we have quite a bit of room, so that's going to be pretty good. All right. Now, of course, it's not really anywhere near full, and that's all right, too. Now, this guy has 40,000 liters, and that's freaking amazing. And we have 4,000 liters on us, so we got to remember that. I'm going to go around. I'm going to find a lot more ice and other things. I think I put some more ice in this guy because we mined some. I have a little bit of ice in there. I don't have a lot, but I do have some because there's only 300 in there, if you remember correctly. Anytime you land with this, there's only going to be like 300 in there. So try to find ice as fast as you can, or whatever it is that you can. All right, I'm going to go mine stuff. I'll be back here in just a quick minute. On the way back from picking up a bunch of stone that I had dropped that was actually still there, they seem to have made the stone last a lot longer, and any of the ore that you drop lasts a lot longer when you drop it. So like if you're mining and you don't pick up the stuff, it will be there for quite a while, it would seem, whereas before it wasn't. But on the way back, this unknown signal came down, and I'm going to go over there to it. Now, I was going to go over and I was going to go get that silver over there at A1, but I have a problem with getting the silver. It isn't that I can't get it or anything, I just can't refine it until I get the bigger refinery. That's going to be a pretty big problem until I can actually get that built, because the small refinery will not do silver, won't do platinum, won't do gold or uranium. It'll only do up to cobalt, and it will do nickel and of course silicon and all that, but it won't do any of the higher tier ores, and that's going to be a huge problem for us. We have to work on building the big refinery. We got to work on making more power. And I can show you guys a couple of different ideas for getting those wind turbines to put out a little bit more power. We can go higher, and we can also put them on the sides. And I'll show you guys what I mean as soon as I get some more built. Let me get this ground down. I'll head back, and maybe I'll see if I can find some silicon or cobalt on the way. That would be pretty awesome. And then we will look at starting to at least build the Rover, and we can go out and looking for other stuff. Let me get this ground down, and I'll head back to you guys here in just a sec. Real quick before we go, let's just go and see if we can actually get another special item. Okay, good. Skeleton boots. I've never had those before. Awesome. Now, of course, we need a medical room to change, and that's going to be very expensive, and I don't think we have cobalt for that either. So, you know. Okay, good. All right, now I'm going to ground this down, and we will head back and begin doing some other stuff. I did get some silicon. I'm not going to get the magnesium because the magnesium is just useless for right now. We don't have any weapons to use, and that's all the magnesium is good for, is weapons. And we won't be able to build a reactor either, because we just don't have the ability to as of right now. As we open more stuff up, hopefully we will be able to, but I don't know when that's going to be. I'm going to look around out here a little bit, see if I can find maybe a little cobalt or something, and then I'm going to head back and we'll start getting the Rover ready to go. Catch up with you guys here in just a sec. Alright, right here is a little bit of gold, and that's good. Now, you can see it's only 38 meters deep. What I'm going to do is go ahead and mark this, and then we'll have this ready to go. But again, I can't really put it in the refinery because it won't work. So let's do A4 for that. GFJ. A4, and let's just go and do AU for gold. Before we get much further, there is something that I would like to do, and it's something that you guys should probably know about. When you have a structure like this, and because this has a propensity to disappear when you have too much trash, is you really need to build something, and you need to build this thing right here. Let me show you what it is. Let's make sure that we can open it up first, because I don't know if we can, because we have not built a cockpit yet. And okay, passenger seat. That's what we're gonna build. Let's build a little landing gear, and then we will look at building a passenger seat. So let's go to G, and let's look up landing gear, LA. Put that on there. Go to number 1, and let's just plop him down right there. All right. Now, let's see if we can get this guy built. Okay. Now, we don't really have to keep him here because we're not going to be using him right in this exact position. Now, come over to any spot, whatever, and oh, you're going way down over there. Let's go to G again. Actually, let's get out of that. Go over 1, pressing the greater than, less than, or the period and comma buttons, whichever you prefer to call them. And let's go to here, and let's see about building a passenger seat. G. Now, I'm going to put the passenger seat right here. And let's just go and get this guy built. Now, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to go back to G, go back to character tools, and I'm going to just go and put this stuff on this bar here, and then the next subsequent bar, and etc., etc., etc. Alright. We need 5 more interior plates, actually 15 interior plates. We have enough here. Let's just go and take 20, build that. One of the reasons why I build this passenger seat is you can see my energy, the third bar down, is down at 78. Because this is hooked up to this grid, it's now going to recharge my health, my energy. So I'd recommend doing that, because if this thing disappears, you're kind of stuck. So don't always rely on that little respawn pod for anything. Or everything is what I should say. I am going to look at actually expanding this out a little bit. I'm not going to do that right now, but we will be doing that because we're going to need more power if we're going to be doing more things. I need to find more ore, but I also need to build a bigger space here to be able to build what I want to build, and that's going to be the Rover. Let me see if I can actually find a really cool space to put it. And then we're going to have to see about doing something like that. Now, the Rover is going to take quite a bit of room to build, and maybe, because I'm thinking if I can put down some ramps or something like that, I can build him out here somewhere, but I'm just not exactly too sure where I'm going to build him. So, what I'm thinking about doing is putting it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to work on building a big pad here, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a sec. A trick that I have learned playing this game for the while that I have played it is I'm going to set down a landing gear, and I'm actually going to put it way out over here, and I'll show you guys why. So it really doesn't matter which way it faces, but I'm going to go and put it down like right there. And this thing doesn't even have to be all the way built. Now I'm going to come back to here. I'm going to go to 4. And I'm going to start building up a platform. And I'll show you guys just about how high I'm going to do it. Let's go to V. Now you see it's not quite high enough yet. And the reason why I say that is because it needs to be higher than I am. So if I'm going to be working on this thing, I need to be able to get underneath it. Alright. Now that's going to be just about high enough, I think. And let's go back to V. And let's go ahead and build this thing out a little ways like this. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that kind of seems big, but after you get everything on here, there's quite a bit of room taken up, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 here, and we'll do 5 back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, maybe we'll do one more on each side. Now, the reason why I do this is when I'm ready to drop this thing on the ground, I'm always building this right here in the middle, and then I have to figure out a way to get down underneath there, cut it, and not get myself killed when I cut it when I want to drop whatever it is that I'm working on. Well, with this right here, is all I got to do is come up over here, stay out of the way, cut that, and the whole thing is going to drop, and hopefully it will drop in a good place. One thing I can do if I'm not sure if this is going to work, because those wheels are going to stick out quite a ways here, is I'm actually going to have to extend this out a little bit more. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's extend that out, and then let's move these in like that right there. Because when I drop this, those wheels are going to be sticking out quite a long ways when I get ready to cut that, and I don't want that falling off the edge after all of my hard work. So we'll go to number 2. Let's grind off these. Alright, I have those ground down, and then now I can just come back to number 4, and I'm going to go and build a big, like, kind of a rectangle here, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a second. Alright, so I have a big square going on now, or like a rectangle, and I've also put down this angled piece of the big blocks, just so I can actually get up here and begin doing work up here. I made it a little bit smaller than the 2 blocks out more than I had, because I was looking at the cockpit and I already have that loaded on. So I put the cockpit right there. That's going to give me about 3 blocks on either side to be able to do stuff. Now I can't put on a flight seat or anything like that, because that's just not the way this game works. You have to get mods to be able to put that bigger stuff on. I am going to put the cockpit frame right there, and it's right on the edge, right where I wanted it. And now I'm gonna have to figure out what all the stuff that I want on here. I'm gonna have to put on a battery, and I'm gonna have to make sure to balance things out really well, because if you don't, things are gonna be falling all over the place. I also need to weld all of this up. So let me go back to here, go back to 1, and let's see how many blocks I have. I have 31 blocks, which ain't gonna do all of this. Alright, I'm going to have to go down and put a bunch of iron ingots in my assembler. Oops, I fall off. And let's just go ahead and grab this whole shebang. And let's put that in there. Alright, now let's make a whole bunch of more plates. Let's go ahead and do at least, I'm figuring for right now, 100 of those. And we need to make, we're going to make like 20 power cells for sure for each battery, depending on how many batteries you want. Let's do 2 of those. You won't get these back. You will get scrap metal. That kind of stinks, but I get it. And let's do 30 of those for the cockpit. And then we have to build a bunch of these. Let's do 30 of those. If we do ore detectors, we need 1 of those and 4 of those, but we don't really need those right now because we actually have them on there. Because we got this from something else. I don't remember where we got it from, but small tubes. Let's just go and do like 30. Okay, and that's pretty much going to be everything besides maybe like, I don't know, 100 more computers or so. You go through this stuff so fast. Let me go to inventory, get out these plates, and I'm going to go ahead and weld all of this platform up, and then I'll be back. Alright, so something that I have done here is I just created a little notch in the back of here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my battery and I'm going to set it in here, so that way I keep the center of mass as low as possible, because I don't want that thing to be weighing me down and making me fall. If it does, it will make this thing flip, and that's not something that I'm really looking forward to. I've already experienced that on my server and single player games and everything else. It is no fun to have to try to figure out how you're going to turn that thing around. There is a way to, and you can use pistons to try to lift it up and do it over and over and try to figure out how you're going to do it. And use real engineering skills. I've opened up new blocks, but that's really exactly not my kind of fun. So yeah, let's do. Okay, need 4 displays and 30 bulletproof glass. Luckily, I made most of that. I don't know if I have any displays made. Okay, good. Oh, I do. And then what I can do is get in and turn off the battery so I don't have to worry about it. And I'll show you why I have the battery in there after I get this done. Okay, cockpits, new blocks. Let's get in and let's go to Y. Now let me go to V and then I'll show you as I turn this thing. You can see that green light right on the edge there. You can kind of barely see it, I guess, but there is a green light right here on the back of the battery. I'm sure you guys saw that right there. And when I get in here and I hit Y, it's going to shut that off. Now it's a red light. Now there is no power on this. Okay, now that we have that, let's look at making a couple of things. And let's go to G. Let's see if we can look up an engine. E, N, G. Okay, that's a passenger seat. We do not have the engine unlocked yet. So, what do we need to do to unlock the engine? I don't know. Let's look and see what we need. It's not underneath any of these blocks, so let's go to progression, and I don't remember what we have to build to unlock the engine. There's a refinery. Okay, that's none of that stuff. There's the wheels and all of that stuff. So that was unlocked with the landing gear. Yeah, the cockpit and all that stuff is here. The engine. Probably when I build the oxygen generator or the oxygen farm, but maybe not. Okay, there's the engine right there. Okay. I need O2H2 generator. So either that or that, and it doesn't really matter, then I can unlock the hydrogen engine. Let's build the O2 generator, and let's go to blocks. Let's go O2. Alright, put that down. G, now we have that, and I'm thinking, since I'll show you guys all of this setup here in just a second, be right back. Alright, just got that oxygen generator built, and I turned it sideways because normally for the back of here you want these two holes to line up with these two. But I already have oxygen on this planet, so I'm really not worried about it because if I get in here, my oxygen isn't going down anyway, and I don't really need to worry about that. Now, with the hydrogen engine, let me show you guys that real quick. Let's go to G. Now we can go to, we're already on blocks. Here is the hydrogen engine, and I'll show you guys a little bit of that. So, you guys can see that yellow block right there in the middle of this. That has to hook up to one of these ports here. Let me get this out of the way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up that yellow port right there, right up to there. Now, I don't want this thing to also be heavy on the back end, so what I'm going to have to do is probably balance this out a little bit, and what I may do is have the battery back there, but maybe have like the engine and stuff like maybe right here in the middle. So I'll put the engine there, and I'll get rid of this one. And then I'll put the oxygen generator right next to it. So I'm going to grind this guy back down, and then I will go to number 5. And let's turn him, and then turn him around like that, and put him right there. This is going to try to keep the weight distribution somewhat even. So let me go to number 9, and let's... Now, I need one more power cell for this, and a bunch of construction components, steel tubes, motors, and I can build this. Okay, more constructions and motors, all right. I can do that. Let me just go and take out Let's take out 100 of those and 10 of those. Then I'm about to make some more power cells. Whoops, jumped a little too far. Alright, let's build this. And then I can also put cargo containers on here if I want to or whatever. Now, I'll probably put one right up in here, and then I can put smaller things or whatever right back there. Alright, let's... I need some 5 small steel tubes and a power cell. Let's go do that. This is why you need that chair, so you can keep your energy up. 5 small steel tubes. Let's do 10, and oops. Let's do another one of these. Now, these things will only be ground down to scrap metal unless you have the mod that's recyclable batteries, and actually that's a really good one to have for you guys. And alright, this is built. Now we have the engine on here. Now what I do is I put ice in here, and with this battery on, and of course pressing Y to make sure this engine is running, and you'll know because you will see these parts right here moving, and you'll know that it is working. I can actually put a cargo container right up here, or I can put another second generator, but I'm not going to. So let me go to here. I don't think that's what I want. It is not. Okay, so let me go back over to here. Go to G. And let's put on cargo containers. And let's go and do a medium. Put that right there. And then we're going to build that guy like right here. And he's just going to have to go in right here. Now, it doesn't matter if he's hooked up to this guy or not, because I'm not really interested in that. Just keeping weight as much as I can in the middle and trying not to be too high. What I can do also is drop this guy down one. So grind this down a little bit, and then I can drop it down in there. Actually, I need to get back up on there so I can grind that down, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a sec. Alright, I have a hole in there now, and then this is going to lower this tank, this thing right here. And it doesn't matter which way I put it, but I think I would prefer to put it something like that. It's going to be a little bit lower, but I can always raise it up just like that right there, and I can still access it from the top. And put that in. And let's start getting this guy welded up. So I need interior plates, and basically that's all that I will need. Alright, let's go do this. Let's get out these. I have 100 of them. Alright, that should be more than enough. And let's put him right in there. Alright, open up more blocks. Now, I hope I can access this guy. If I can't, then I can just always turn him around and get him the other way, which looks like I'm probably going to have to do. Well, maybe I can access it like that. Okay, that'll work. See, he has 33,000 liters, and that's quite a bit. I'm thinking I might want to turn it around. Let me get this thing turned around. Alright, that should be quite a bit better now. I can access it a lot easier once I'm on here. And I can still get in there. And then once I get out, I will still have enough room out here to walk around and do things. And I can also put, I can sink another battery maybe straight up and down in there. And I can also put the ice in there. Next, I'm going to have to put on the wheels. And I'm going to go ahead and start getting those ready here in just a sec. Alright, what I have done is I have put up 2 little things like this on each side, front and back, and on each side, yeah, front and back. And what I'm going to do is my problem that I was having on my server and on the other games that I've been playing is when I have these guys on here, if I put them down here, that just raises up this thing that much higher, which makes it less stable. So what I'm thinking is if I can lower that down some like this, I just need to make sure that I'm doing it the right way because I think I'm doing it the wrong way. Let's turn you around like that. Actually, it has to. Let me try it like that and I'll see if that works. Alright, so that did work. And that's actually going to make it not be quite as high. Because when this comes down, it's going to push these wheels up. Let me put you up here like that. Now, I should probably put another block right behind it. And I'm going to be right in the way if I do that right there. So let me come down here, try to stay out of the way. Okay, the ground's in the way now, I think. Alright, I'm gonna have to drill out the ground. And hopefully, okay, there we go. Yep, the ground was in the way. Now I can put on these two, and then we'll probably have to finish building this in the next episode. Or I'll build it off camera, and then we'll take it out for a test drive in the next episode, because this is getting a little long. The S has got to go on the bottom. There we go. Just like that. Alright. Now you guys can see what this is going to look like. And it's going to be, I like the 5x5 wheels. I would put on the 3x3 wheels, but I think these ones are going to be better because they do allow for a bit more clearance. I don't have to put like a block or something in here so I can actually get out of here. This is going to be really good for getting around in. Yeah, most of those parts. Those parts. Those motors and small steel tubes. Okay. So these have the smalls and these have the large. Okay, need larger constructions. Alright. And let's go get some more large and constructions. And let's try to finish this off. And we'll take all those, and we'll take 10 of those, and this should be, oh, motors. We also need motors. This should actually be enough, I hope. And then we'll have to take this thing out for a test drive, of course. One wheel, one suspension. Now, if this doesn't work, uh-oh, that guy's going to be off, isn't he? Yep. That one's not right. Let me grind this guy down and make him right. One last thing before I end the episode. I kind of have a little bit of a problem now, and that problem is those wheels are actually going to fall right off the edge. So I'm going to have to actually build this thing one more bigger just to make sure. But it isn't going to hurt anything. That just allows more room, and I think I'm out of plates. I am out of plates. Let me go get some steel plates. Get that built. Production, just going to do 100 just because. Okay, that'll be enough. And alright, now I should have enough room for this thing to actually be lowered down. Now when I cut this, I'm going to stand like right over here, and then I won't be hit by anything. And I can also put wheels in the middle here should I need to or want to. And that actually might not be such a bad idea. I might try to do that, but maybe not right now. And yeah, this is going to work out pretty good, I think. I think I'm actually going to like this. Let's get back up on top here. And let's weld up these guys. Now this should help it to ride a little bit lower. A little bit lower means it may get caught on more stuff. but it may not. And if I have those 6 wheels, that might actually help it out a lot more. I don't know if I will need 6 wheels, but I have an idea of what I can do if I decide to add more wheels. And actually, I've been doing it on my last single player games, so it should work here as well. Alright, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Now that way I have a little bit of a way to actually maybe get out of here, and then I can always drill out an area or turn it and just start going down that way. So you guys can see this thing is actually pretty big. Alright, well, this is all I'm going to have time for, and in the next episode we'll be putting ice in here. We'll get this engine going, we'll power this baby up, and we'll take this thing out for our maiden spin and just see what all we can do. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching this video. And come back for another video, and we will be doing a lot more stuff. I'll catch up with you guys next time. You guys have a great day. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.